This is a 2002 GMC Sonoma with the Zr2 package. It doesn't have any badging on it or anything like that. It does have these weird extreme badges. I haven't really found much online. I have found one other person has those badges, was asking somebody about it on a forum, and they had the dealer sticker or sheet when they bought it, and when the original owner bought it, and it was like a $500 option. I'm guessing it's 3 stickers for $500. I don't know. If any of you know what the hell that is, let me know, because I'm kind of curious about it. But it's not a bad little truck. It looks pretty decent. I believe these are custom painted wheels. I haven't seen any. I mean, they're factory wheels, but I haven't seen them in this kind of color scheme before. So that's kind of neat. Yeah. What else? I'm not usually a fan of gold, but this gold with that black, I think that looks pretty sweet. I dig it. I really do. The interior is horrendously dirty. We'll get there. This carpet's probably going to have to come out and get cleaned, because she's pretty dirty, but it's been sitting off the road for a while, probably at least a year. Runs pretty good though. Okay, so here's where it starts getting weird. Started up, ran fine, fans were kicked on, they were doing everything they were supposed to do. Drove it home, stopped, got fuel in it, everything was still fine. Got it home, looked down, it was running hot, and as soon as I shut it off, it started to boil over. Because this little guy, which is a aftermarket adjustable fan controller for these electric fans, had given up the ghost, and I fucked with it for a second, and it tried jumping things to see if I could see if my relay was bad. I should have just put power to it and listened to if it clicked, but anyways, that's where we were, and it let out the magic smoke, and then it was done. So I've got it kind of half-ass rewired for now. It's not great, but it does work. But at that point I realized that this did not have Dexcool in it. So it had green antifreeze in it, and everything I've ever heard, you do not mix those things. So go to drain all the coolant out of it, what was left in it, which actually is quite a bit. I pulled the overflow bottle out, cleaned it out pretty good, cleaned it up. Go to put everything back together, and this little petcock is letting coolant shell out of the little drain hole or whatever, even if you tighten it all the way down. So pull it back out, and it is missing any type of sealing surface, like a gasket or any of that stuff. So I get online and start looking, and of course it's an aftermarket radiator, so it doesn't have the same style as the frickin' GM ones that you can buy at buy at any parts store for $5. So I ran into Tractor Supply. I found these little flat rubber washers. I think that's going to be our ticket. We'll slap those on there and see if this thing will hold some coolant in it. Okay, there it is with the little washer on there. It's not a super tight fit, but it should swell a little bit once we tighten it in, and then hopefully it'll just stay on there and do everything it is. I really don't want to replace the radiator because I can't find the appropriate way to seal the petcock. All right, so that seemed to work. And we're filling her and just letting her burble out. Get as much air out of it as we can before we let it run and start cycling. Get as much coolant in there as we possibly can. But yeah, while we're waiting for that, let's kind of take a look at this thing a little bit more. It's got this, fancy K&N cold air intake. I don't know. When I was younger, I used to run K&Ns. I guess there's nothing wrong with them. It might be kind of interesting out here in the gravel. They might get dirty a little quicker. This one certainly looks like it is pretty dirty already, but other than that, pretty good little truck. It does have this super sweet vintage Kenwood 4-channel amp in there. The speakers in this thing are terrible. I don't know if it's the amp that's causing them to sound like they are, or if they're just blown. I'm probably just going to replace them. And I don't know. I think we can get a sub back here. It's pretty close. I'll tell you the truth. I got one I had one in the Ranger, and I've got less room in that than I do in this. I'm sure I can finagle one in here. Got a kit on the way. Put an old double DIN radio I have in here because I like my Bluetooth. I don't do well without the Bluetooth. I don't listen to the radio. CD player doesn't work, so it is what it is. Like I said, it's dirty as shit in here, but the plastics aren't all busted up. And it's really hard, if you're going to the junkyard, to try to find these bezels that aren't just broken to shit. Because, early 2000s GM plastic was not the best. But, yeah. AC works now that I recharged it. Fan blower only works on high, so we've got a blower motor resistor coming for that. 4-wheel drive does engage. I haven't tried driving it anywhere. But, yeah. Power windows work. All the stuff seems to work. These sweet little freaking... Oh, yeah. You can't see what I'm doing. These sweet little freaking map lights work. But the best thing about this little truck, and you can't see it, I already tried pulling it up on camera, but it only has 110,000 miles on it. And I did pull a Carfax on this one. Believe it to be accurate. So, yeah. Pretty sweet little truck. I'm enjoying it. Now, it does need a little bit of exhaust work, but it's all after the muffler. But it doesn't sound half bad. I don't know, like I said, I'm digging this truck.